Hi, this is Paul Gadbois, and the following clip is from my Train Signal Security Plus training. Now, another social engineering exploit that's very common is something known as dumpster diving. And Igor here, he's very intent on making sure that he does as much damage to global mantics as possible. So he has no qualms whatsoever about jumping into the back of your dumpster and looking through your discarded paperwork to see if he can find something valuable about your company that he can use to exploit you. Now, a simple way of being able to handle and manage dumpster diving as a vector of attack is by putting a shredding policy in place and enforcing it, making sure that all of your people know that any information that is contained in a written document that now is about to be discarded must not be thrown in the public dumpster, but that it must be shredded before it's discarded. And you might even want to rent or hire a company to actually do all of your shredding for you. So you have their bins on site and your people just have to drop their sensitive documentation in the bin. And then once a week or once every other week, that company will come and take those bins to their facility and they'll do the shredding for you at that off-site facility. Either way, whether you do your own shredding or you hire another company to do the shredding, Igor's not going to get his hands on your documentation. Now, we also have to extend that policy to things that are not paper, because sensitive information could be contained on floppy disks, CD-ROMs, they could be on hard drives that are no longer in use. It could be even data tapes that you used to use for backup, but now they're old and you want to get rid of them. You have to make sure that within your policy that you have a way of discarding that information in such a way that it is also destroyed. So you're going to want all of those devices going through shredders in order to make sure that the end user, the hacker, the Igors of the world can't take that information and use it against you. Earlier we talked about how some hackers actually have enough nerve to actually show up at your facility and to try to gain access to your office space. Now, Igor happens to be a hacker that's just like that. He's got the nerve to try to get into Global Mantics to see what he can find. And notice what he's doing. We have a legitimate employee here who's badging in at the security checkpoint, and what Igor's doing is, in a very polite way, he's holding the door for him, and Igor's just going to follow this gentleman right into the building. This is known as tailgating. Tailgating is something that we have to, as individual employees, be aware of. When we're walking through a secured door, we have to make sure that no one else is coming in behind us if they do not have proper credentials. Well, now that Igor has successfully tailgated his way into the Global Mantics office area, he's picked up a random package that he found in a room, and he's walking around the office pretending to be a delivery person. And while he aimlessly walks around trying to find the office that he needs to deliver this package to, he pauses behind certain employees and looks over their shoulder to see what is on their computer screens, just in case there's something valuable that he can use. This is known as shoulder surfing. And there are several things that we can do to protect ourselves from shoulder surfing. First of all of the employees need to be aware of the fact that shoulder surfing is something that can happen. And they have to be aware of their surroundings to make sure that it's not happening, especially when they're working on anything sensitive on their computer. The next thing you could do is you can put protection screens on your monitors so that people that are standing off to the side of you will not be able to see what's on your screen. You can also strategically make sure that all of your monitors are facing away from common walking aisles so that people won't be able to see things as they walk by. These are just a few things that you can do to protect yourself from shoulder surfing. Thanks for watching. You can get this same material plus much more from my Security Plus course at trainsignal.com.